Top of the third inning, Woodchucks trailing by a score of 1-0. Each team has sent exactly 9 batters to the plate through 2. Dock Spiders out hitting the Woodchucks 3-2, but the Woodchucks left them loaded after 2 base hits and a hit by pitch in the bottom of the second. An opportunity goes by the boards as Nick Marshall goes back to the mound. Needed just 9 pitches to work a scoreless inning number 2. Here's Kite McDonald, who led off the game with a triple. And he takes a fastball low and outside. It's 1-0. Marshall, who threw 69 innings at Indian Hills Community College this past season, an 8-1 record with a save. A phenomenal campaign for Nick, as that one misses low and outside, 2-0.
I'm kind of surprised that he's had so many struggles because he looks like he's got a pretty good motion. It's pretty smooth. Not a whole lot of moving parts.
The numbers don't necessarily tell the whole story of Marshall's campaign so far, as that 2-0 fastball is cut on and missed. He made his debut. It's, okay, welcome back to the team. Here's Griffin Dorshing, the league's second leading home run hitter with the bases loaded. He served up a grand slam. 2-1 is a fastball high and in the zone, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Then he had a rough outing in Madison in that 12-10 shootout. He stranded some inherited runners when he came in, but he faced 8 batters, only got 4 outs, gave up 3 hits and a walk. 2-2 slider is too far outside to tempt McDonald, and the Mississippi State Bulldog has worked a full count. Perhaps Marshall more comfortable in the starting role than he is coming out of the bullpen. He was a starter at school. As this 3-2 pitch is hit back up the middle, over the mound, shortstop charges, has it, Catalano throws to first, and it's just in time for the out. You said it, Tom. Nice play on both ends.
Yeah, Catalano, that was a tougher play than it looked. That took a short, he got it on the short hop, and was right on top of him as he had to make the play. And it snow-coned in his glove a little bit, but he was able to make a smooth transition, get it to his throwing hand, and make the throw, and then a nice scoop at first by Cepeda as well.
Catalano is very smooth defensively, shows a lot of range. That time he had to come in on it and throw very quickly. It was a dart to Cepeda, who picked it out of the dirt nicely. It was a little low. So here's Jackson Lofton, the shortstop, who watches one miss just inside for ball 1. Back to Marshall, who's made 10 starts at school. He hadn't made more than 4 starts in either of his 2 previous seasons, as that 1-0 curveball is in there for a called strike. He struck out 78 and walked just 15. 1-1 pitch just outside with the off-speed pitch, 2-1. He'll be transferring to West Texas A&M after playing at Indian Hills Community College 3 seasons in Iowa. 2-1 is a called strike. He works quickly up there as well, does Marshall.
That means the players behind him like that.
He walked just 3 batters in 24 innings in 2020 before COVID. As this one's hit hard, fair down the left field line, past the third baseman Long. It kicks off that short corner, and it's picked up by Vincent. Into second base goes Jackson Lofton, standing with a double.
Yeah, hung that curveball a little bit, and Lofton was able to turn on it, got it just inside the bag at third.
And well placed for Lofton. That's his 10th double of the season. And that'll bring up Calvin Harris, the first baseman who had an RBI infield single back in the top of the first inning to give Fond du Lac the game's only run to this point. Marshall threw 3 complete games at school, trying to do what he couldn't do in the first inning, and that is work around an extra base hit. First pitch is on the inside corner, gets the call. 0-1 after the fastball. The RBI for Harris was his 12th of the season. 0-1. Hard hit ground ball right at the shortstop Catalano. He will gather and fire to first in time for the out. Lofton advances another 90 feet. He'll be at third base with 2 away. Ryan Lasko, the center fielder, will have another shot at continuing his 8-game hit streak. Struck out swinging his first time up. Part of a sequence of back-to-back strikeouts by Marshall after giving up the run in the top of the first inning. Righty on righty as the first pitch is fouled back. Might have taken a kick off of Albrecht's pads. It's 0-1. Second start of the Northwoods League season for Marshall. Faced 20 batters and got 13 outs in his last home outing. 1-1, bounces in the dirt low and away to even the count. Marshall, who was in attack mode. 74 pitches, nearly 50 of them were strikes. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in, gets behind Albrecht. This will score the run from third. Lofton's got great speed and a bad time to bounce one, and it hit Albrecht's foot. He wants that one back. And that's going to make the score 2-0 Fond du Lac. Too easy right there.
Yeah, normally with the new construction here at Athletic Park of the last few years, the ball will bounce right back to the catcher, but that time it bounced high in the air and off the netting, which allowed the run to score.
2-1, and that bounces off of Albrecht's glove and gets to the backstop for ball 3. That one will probably go down as a wild pitch, but Albrecht has had a little bit of inconsistency back there when it's come to the pass balls over the course of the season. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Lasko was trying to put that one over the left field wall. And instead, the count is now full. The pass ball is it would have been number 16. Louis has 15 pass balls in 24 games this season.
Wow.
3-2 high pop-up, right field. This will get all the way out of play into the picnic area and foul ground. Most of those pass balls came early in the campaign. He had a real rough outing in Wisconsin Rapids as the Wisconsin Rapids team walked off the Woodchucks on a pass ball on that particular afternoon in June. His defense has been better as of late during his most recent stint of games. He's seen a major uptick in playing time after the Ben McCabe injury. Here's a line shot into right center field. This will get down and plug the gap. Would have scored the run anyway. It's picked up in center field by Burke. Lasko will stand up at second base with a double to keep this inning going. Would have gotten the RBI had the run not already come home on the wild pitch.
Time for the beer batter of the game.
So the Woodchucks playing from behind here against Fond du Lac. To this point, the Dock Spiders have nearly doubled up the Woodchucks in the season series. 52-27, the run differential. Done a couple of 9 spots up against the Woodchucks this year, including a big one in this ballpark earlier this season. Here's Connor Manthey. Watches that one miss low and outside. The Woodchucks have not been in front of the Dock Spiders in the standings since June 30th. Well, the Woodchucks took a 2-1 lead into the 9th inning. Fond du Lac scored 5 runs in the top of the 9th to win 6-2 and effectively win the first half.
Some teams just have other teams' numbers. The Woodchucks in Green Bay, a perfect example of that.
1-0 is a rocket out to deep center field. Jacob Burke back. He's at the track, reaching up, and he makes the catch on the run in right center field. Ended up getting back to the wall and running sideways to make the catch. And the Woodchucks dodge a bullet. No further damage in the third after Manthey flies out to the warning track. But for Fond du Lac, another run on 2 hits. They leave a man at second base, and they lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third next on the all-new 93.9 The Game. The order here in the bottom of the third, they trail 2-0, hosting the first place Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Of course, these two teams are tied for first at 16-8 in the second half standings. As Sapiti fouls the first pitch back, it's a foul tip off with the catcher, 0-1. Fond du Lac 38-22, Woodchucks 37-22, so virtually tied. You're a half game back with a game in hand, which will be made up against Battle Creek on Thursday, part of a doubleheader. 0-1, and Sapiti is a little late on it. Fouled away into the netting on the first base side, 0-2. See some fans walking up the stands with the beer bats here on this.
I'll bet you those have become a real hit. I mean, whoever came up with that idea, that's a really good one. It's a bat filled with beer. What could say more about America and Wisconsin and baseball than that? Sapiti
strikes out swinging. It's only the second day that the beer bats have been in action. They were here for the doubleheader, which was 2 games on Thursday. So if you get the beer bat, you can not only fill it up about 20 ounces, but then you can refill it unlimited times for the price of a large beer.
Yeah, you can bring it back and reuse it over and over again.
A souvenir cup.
Yeah, heck of an idea.
Here's Harrison Long, grounded out to third his first time. And that first pitch, probably a strike, but Rios didn't catch it back there. And he doesn't get the call 1-0.
Would make a perfect holiday or birthday gift for the baseball fan in your family.
There it is. Well, you can get it.
You could enjoy the beer, and then you give the empty bat, or you could even fill it up if you wanted to, and give it as a gift.
1-0 pitch is fouled away right side. There's more gift opportunities coming up. A lot of giveaways in the coming days. They have both a Super Woody bobblehead giveaway coming up. I believe that's Thursday against Battle Creek.
Yep.
And then they have the Star Wars Woody bobblehead coming up later in the year, I believe, against Wisconsin Rapids next week. 1-1 is popped in the air, foul ground. This will get all the way out of play over the picnic area, 1-2.
Plus, they've got all that cool Woodchuck swag down in the gift shop here at Athletic Park, right below us, down below here at the ballpark. T-shirts, jerseys, hats, almost anything you can imagine with the Woodchucks logo on it.
A couple of the Woodchucks coaches, this is their last game here. Woodchucks pitching coach Drake Robinson, third base coach Johnny Eaton as the 1-2 misses, and they were saying, hey, where do we get some swag before we go? Want to bring some gear back for their families, their friends, have some things to remember this experience by. And they were stopping by the team store before the game. Count 2-2. The left-hander Ament has been good so far, and he misses that one low and away for ball 3. Woodchucks have just 2 hits. They've struck out 3 times. The threat was mounted in the second inning after Stephen Reed led off with a single. Chase Bessard was hit by a pitch, and Louis Albrecht had a single back up the middle, but the Woodchucks could not cash in, as Harrison Long is going to draw a walk. 3-2 pitch missed up and away, and the Woodchucks get a 1-out base runner here in the third. So you get the heart of the order coming up here. Burke and Reed. Still no Kilpatrick or McCabe in the lineup for the Woodchucks. We're told their injuries are not too severe, but the Woodchucks now without Kilpatrick for the 5th straight game after he was pulled early in that game you went to, Tom, in game 1 of that doubleheader when he was running the bases a little gingerly. A little tightness in his legs. Might take the day off tomorrow and then come back Wednesday, as Burke will take a first pitch curveball outside. That's 3 straight misses outside with the off-speed pitch from Ament, the left-hander out of Mount St. Mary's University. So far, so good in his debut, but let's see if the Woodchucks can make adjustments the second time through. Here's a pop-up foul right side by Burke. It'll get out of play, 1-1. Around the league tonight, a lot of games have already begun. Starting in the division, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors playing an interleague series with the Growlers. 2-2 the score there at Whitterfield, bottom 3. Chinooks lead the Mallards 2-1, top 4, as they check on Harrison Long back in standing. Of course, the Mallards are the Woodchucks' main competition for the playoffs at the moment. Those 2 teams separated by 3 games. If the Woodchucks can stay ahead of Madison, as well as all the other teams below them, they would qualify for their first playoff berth since 2014.
And they've got a couple of big games down at the Duck Pond.
1-1 bounces off the catcher's glove. Sorry, Tom, and that'll get Long down to second base. Yeah, Woodchucks will go to Madison over the weekend. Day game Sunday, night game Saturday. That'll be a big crowd on hand. Woodchucks have been to Madison 3 times. They'll all be on weekends. And, the Mallards draw big crowds, especially late in the year. Woodchucks played in front of 6,000 Saturday night. It was nearly a 4-hour game. A couple of weeks ago. They won 12-10. Corey Thompson was ejected. Game had a little bit of everything. 2-1 pitch coming, and Burke turns on it. This will fall into left field for extra bases. It bounces off the wall. Harrison Long will score easily. Jacob Burke sliding into second base with an RBI double. And just like that, the Woodchucks are on the board. They've cut the lead in half, 2-1.
Hit that one right on the screws, and it got out to the left field fence out by the Woodchucks bullpen in a hurry. Run scores easily, and now a chance to tie it up here with only 1 out, a runner at second base.
It's now an 18-game on-base streak for Jacob Burke. Some kind of a stretch that he's enjoyed at the plate. He's hit 3 homers over that stretch. He's driven in now 12 runs over those 18 straight games in which he has reached. Burke has more walks than he does strikeouts this season. Good plate approach on display there. Here's Stephen Reed with a tying run at second base, and he takes a breaking ball top of the zone, maybe a high strike 1. Stephen 1 for 1, hit one just foul over the right field wall before reaching on an infield single during an eventful first at bat, which came back in the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside and low. Rios did well to pick that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. You had the pass ball advance Harrison long to second base before that last RBI double by Burke. Might have had a chance to score anyway, but had no reason to worry about it after that 390 feet. Woodchucks taking advantage of the Fond du Lac miscue. And the middle of the order trying to keep on capitalizing. 1-1 with the runner going. Pitch is taken low and away, and Burke will slide into third base without a throw.
Stole that one on the pitcher. Pitcher didn't look back enough, and he got a running start. The catcher didn't even bother making a throw there.
If you're going to steal a base on a left-handed pitcher, it's easier to steal third sometimes to get that great jump without being in the pitcher's peripheral. Pitch was low and outside, which took the catcher away from the third base bag. That didn't help Fond du Lac either on the play. Now anything to the outfield should be deep enough to score Burke, who checks in just then with his 6th stolen base of the year. Here's the 2-1 to Reed. Swing and a miss. He golfed that one that was low and inside. Good movement on that off-speed pitch, and that will make the count 2-2.
Spiders are conceding a run here, playing back up the middle, playing back at first. So all he's got to do is put the ball in play, basically, get it past the pitcher, and you'll tie the game. Can't have a strikeout here. Got to put the ball in play.
Here comes the 2-2 to Stephen Reed, and he takes it high and outside. Reed, who has struck out quite a bit over his college career, and a little bit of a better job of that with the Woodchucks so far during his season. Got a team-high on-base percentage of .442. Has struck out 22 times, though. Here comes the payoff, and he hits a ground ball foul, third base side, and rolling towards that left field corner. 22 strikeouts compares with 14 walks for Steve. A sophomore from Garwood, New Jersey, whose 8 home runs are third among all Northwoods League players, and he's done it in only 24 games. He's not on the league leaderboard because he hasn't played the minimum innings, which shouldn't exist for a home run leaderboard anyway. Now time called by Reed. He wants to readjust his left batting glove. Steven, who shattered a bat during batting practice, asked him if that was the one he hit the 4 home runs with. He said he didn't remember. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And the Woodchucks will have runners at both corners with one away now. A little bit cautious approach there from Ament during that at bat. He's going to put the double play back in order here as he faces Catalano.
I'm not sure they're heartbroken about that, but it is going to bring a visit to the mound.
And it'll bring out the Dock Spider pitching coach, Austin Griffey. The Bridgeton, New Jersey native out of Hartford Community College. Don't see any action in the Fond du Lac bullpen. Have it throughout the evening thus far. We'll finish up that out-of-town scoreboard that we started before the break as Anthony Catalano prepares for a runners at the corners, 1 out at bat. So you get Lakeshore leading 2-1 in Madison. Green Bay trailing 2-0 at home as the Battle Creek Bombers are in town, part of a cross-division trip for Battle Creek that starts in Green Bay and ends here in Wausau. Mud Puppies leading 4-0 in Mankato. I mentioned that score because Moondog's starting pitcher tonight is Nolan Pender. He's tied for Tyler Haft with the league-leading 6 wins. And so if Pender does not get a win, which he would not be in line for at the moment, then Haft would have a chance to take the outright lead during his next start. Of course, that won't be for a little while since he's pitching in the Major League Dreams game tomorrow. St. Cloud, the league's best record, trailing 6-5 in Eau Claire.
How did they decide what games the Minnesota Mud Puppies play? Because they're not playing a full schedule. They're only playing once in a while.
They play Thunder Bay's road schedule, as it would have been slated.
Got it.
And it's really back heavy. You don't want to give teams too many days off to give them a rest advantage going into the playoffs. So it's a back half heavy schedule for Minnesota. All right, runners at the corners, 1 out. The pitch to Catalano is swung on and missed. Big hack there. He ends up with only 1 hand left on his bat. Threw him that looping breaking ball, and Ament gets ahead 0-1. Catalano, who struck out swinging back in the second after laying down an unsuccessful bunt. He bunts here. It's rolling up the first base line. Here comes the runner home. The Dock Spiders concede the run. Tag out Catalano.
Oh, my heart. It's a safety squeeze. And it worked.
There you go. A beautiful bunt pushed up the first base line.
Not a suicide squeeze. The runner at third stayed until he made sure the ball was down. And he got it hard enough away from the mound that the runner was able to score easily.
Pretty good play by the first baseman that time, Harris, to pick up the ball and tag out Catalano. But he will pick up the RBI. Move Stephen Reed up to second. And just like that, the Woodchucks have tied the game. And Coach King, as happy as he's looked all year. Chase Bassard, takes one off the plate away. 1-0. Bassard hoping to settle in a bit more during this at-bat. He was hit on the batting helmet after seeing just one pitch in his debut. Well, he'll remember that debut one way or another, as this 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded foul wide of the first base bag. Bassard, who played last season in the pod with the Traverse City Pit Spitters, did not see the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Got a little taste of Northwoods League baseball under his belt. 1-1. Breaking ball low and outside. Lefty on lefty, so that pitch is now running away from the batter, and he laid it off. Bassard, who bats left but throws right, playing right field today in his debut. Out of Lansing Community College, the sophomore. Waits for the 2-1, and he pops it up high in the air, shallow center. Ryan Lasko coming in on it straight away, and he will make the catch to retire the side. But the Woodchucks put 2 runs on the board after a pair of walks, an RBI double, and a safety squeeze bunt. We go to the middle innings next. We're all tied up. Dock Spiders 2, Woodchucks 2 on the all-new 93.9 The Game.